Hey Nightscapers, welcome back. In this video lesson, we'll talk all about the astro part of astrophotography. For a basic understanding of astronomy, I think one of the most important things to wrap your head around is where we are in our own galaxy. When we look at a landscape astrophoto like this, we're looking at our own galaxy on edge. To illustrate this, let's look at Google's awesome 100,000 Stars app online. When we first open the website, we see a cloud of stars that represents the small part of our local galactic neighborhood. Our sun is one of the stars in that cloud. If we zoom out to see a larger portion of the galaxy, we can see our solar system's approximate position relative to the other 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. We're just about halfway out on one of the spiral arms from the bright galactic center. So, when we look out at the night sky, we're actually looking at our own galaxy on edge. If we zoom back into the view of the sun, we see what the galaxy looks like from within one of the spiral arms. You can see the bright, dense galactic center past dark lanes of interstellar dust. This is exactly what we can see when we look up at our own night sky. In order to further understand what we are seeing and where to look, we'll be using a program called Stellarium. It's a free and open source planetarium software, and it's immensely helpful for planning astrophoto shoots. Stellarium is relatively easy to use. Once we have the application open, we have a very simple user interface with menu bars on the edges near the bottom left corner of the screen. Here we can set things like date, time, and a whole bunch of other view options. But first things first, let's set our location with a compass rose button. My astrophoto shoot will be near Los Angeles, so I'll go ahead and search for that. Next, we can set a date by clicking on the clock. I'm planning an astrophoto shoot around October 5th, and let's say we want to see what the night sky will look like around sunset at 6:30 p.m. Now that the location, date, and time are set, the last thing I'd like to do is increase the brightness of the Milky Way. We can do this real quick by selecting the speech bubble button and increasing the Milky Way brightness parameter under the Sky tab. I like to use about 6 or so for the brightness. There we go. This should make it a lot easier to figure out where to look and should give us a better idea of what our photographs will look like. If I increase the rate of time, I can watch and see what happens over the course of the night. The bright galactic center sets to the west, and later in the evening, the constellation Orion rises in the northeast. Depending on what time of the year you're taking this class, the night sky will probably differ. This is because of the Earth's revolution around the sun over the course of the year. In late December, the sun is between the Earth and the galactic center, so the galactic center is only in the sky during the daytime. In June, the opposite is true. The Earth is between the sun and the galactic center, so the brightest part of the galaxy is visible at night. We'll be most interested in photographing along the galactic plane, because that's where the most stars are, and that's where we'll have the most interesting detail in the night sky. The information that's helpful for finding the galactic plane are the constellations along the plane of the Milky Way. It'll be helpful to note which of these constellations will be most prominent in the night for your astrophoto shoot, so we can use them to find the Milky Way galactic plane. For my October 5th shoot, it looks like Aquila and Cygnus will be visible in the sky. While you're in the field, the easiest way to actually find these constellations is to use a star chart app for your smartphone. This makes it particularly easy because then you can just point your smartphone at the particular part of the sky to find out what constellation you're looking at. Of course, if you picked a nice dark location, the Milky Way should be visible to the naked eye anyway. Now that we know roughly what to look for in our night sky, all we need to do is gather up our photo gear before we head out.